Welcome to the University of Toledo College of Nursing Fall 2020 MSN Graduate Entry White Coat Ceremony. My name is Kathleen Mitchell, and I serve as the Assistant Dean of Student Services for the College of Nursing. It is my pleasure to begin this evening's ceremony by first introducing Dr. Linda Lewandowski, Dean of the College of Nursing and Vice Provost for Health Affairs for Interprofessional and Community Partnerships. Dr. Lewandowski.
Good evening and welcome to our virtual white coat ceremony of the University of Toledo College of Nursing. As Dr. Mitchell noted, I have the honor and privilege of serving as Dean of the College of Nursing, and this ceremony is always one of my favorite moments of the year. Given the times in which we live, of course, as our first priority, we must promote the health and safety of everyone. Thus, we're not able to be together tonight in a face-to-face mode. So although this white coat ceremony is different than in the past, it's still a very special moment. This evening, we've gathered not in an auditorium, but in homes and communities as faculty, staff, family members, friends, and significant others to join together to witness the ceremonial entrance into the nursing profession of 67 Master of Science graduate entry nursing students. Becoming a nurse is, in fact, a wonderful decision. Nurses save lives and play increasingly vital roles in today's healthcare system. The advent of the COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted the important roles that nurses play in the healthcare system, heightening the visibility and impact of nurses in a way probably never before seen. The old notion of a nurse as a handmaiden to the physician is long gone, if it ever existed in reality. Nursing calls for intelligent women and men who are caring and compassionate and employ complex assessment skills, critical thinking, and problem solving to, as our University of Toledo mission prescribes, improve the human condition in the region and the world. Nurses work in hospitals, clinics, schools, jails, factories, health departments, substance abuse treatment centers, hospice, daycare centers, senior centers, rural farm communities, urban metro communities, villages in Africa or South America. Nurses are everywhere, working to improve the health and well-being of individuals, families, and communities, and nations across the globe. Nurses work as bedside nurses, critical care nurses, public health nurses, academic or hospital educators, researchers, consultants, health policy experts, in the halls of state legislatures or Congress, even recently as acting Surgeon General of the United States. The options for how you will make your impact as a nurse are limitless. We know that the public appreciates the role that nurses play. The World Health Organization designated 2020 as the International Year of the Nurse and Midwife in honor of the 200th anniversary of Florence Nightingale's birthday. They had no idea at the time how prophetic that designation would be. Last December, the American public again ranked nurses as the professional with the highest honesty and ethical standards, the most trusted profession. This is an awesome distinction, and you are all going to be building your careers on an awesome legacy. So today marks a symbolic beginning. The white coat ceremony has served as a rite of passage into one's profession for several healthcare professions, and in recent years, nursing has adopted this ceremony. My more mature, as they like to say, faculty colleagues will remember our capping ceremonies that for many of us marked a similar beginning. The lamp, originating with Florence Nightingale, has also been a symbol of nursing. Nowadays, it's the white coat. The College of Nursing adopts this practice for each new nursing cohort. Today's white coat ceremony is supported by a grant received through the Arnold P. Gold Foundation and the American Association of Colleges of Nursing. We will see that each one of you receives a pin from the Gold Foundation that bears the admonition, "Keeping Healthcare Human." Nursing has a rich history. The legacy of nursing has national as well as international roots. I'm pleased now to introduce our esteemed speaker for the evening, Dr. Carrie Lee, a professor here in our college and a nurse historian who will take us on a journey through time, highlighting some of nursing's rich heritage and important contributions to the health and well-being of our nation and the world. Dr. Lee.
Thank you, Dean Lewandowski. Welcome, students. On behalf of our faculty, I am confident in saying that you have made an excellent choice in choosing nursing. The 2020 Year of the Nurse and Midwife gives us a wonderful opportunity to reflect upon our heritage and the possibilities of our future, a future that you will be a part of. This summer, I celebrated my 44th year as a nurse. I never would have imagined what has become my personal history in nursing, for which I am so grateful. In my first fall term, I was both nervous and excited, not really being able to anticipate all that lay ahead of me. I certainly had profound experiences that I can still vividly recall. They were the first chapters in my nursing story. As a student, I was too busy to imagine where my path would take me, but each step of that journey has truly shaped me as a person and as a nurse. I imagine your future journey is not yet predictable to you, but trust me that you have chosen to do important work. When we were asked earlier this year to choose a word that represented nursing to us, I chose privilege. It has been the privilege of my life to be a nurse, and it is my privilege to welcome you. In February of this year, I presented at an international nursing history conference in Florence, Italy, rightfully titled Florence 2020, as that is the city of her birth. Presentation topics ranged from nurses' involvement with tuberculosis management post-World War I, to the origins of advanced practice nursing in the United States, to the experience of nurses in a 2017 terrorist attack in Barcelona, Spain. Attending this conference was yet another way that I can take pride in the heritage of our profession and its influence from the local to the most far-reaching of places. I was able to imagine the paths of many nurses as I listened to global scholars. With that in mind, I have framed my remarks around the word imagine. Yet again this year, as Dean Lewandowski mentioned, we have ranked tops in the annual Gallup poll that describes us as the most trustworthy and reliable profession, consistently held in high regard by others. An exception was in 2001 when firefighters were included post 9/11, and their top ranking is both well-earned and saluted. We earn this result by always delivering on the American Nurses Association definition of our work: to protect and promote health, to prevent illness and injury, to promote healing, to alleviate suffering, and to serve as advocates. Sounds like a tall order. Well, it's not more than we can do, and it is certainly not more than we have done. Imagine what has been done, and imagine what you will do. Noted historian David McCullough contends, history is who we are and why we are the way we are. This holds true for you. Each of you have a history, a journey of experiences, relationships, and interests that have informed your choice to be here today. His adage also holds true for our professional history. Countless men and women have advanced the cause for centuries. As you imagine your future, I hope that you will take pride in a newfound connection to our fine past. Time is limited, but let's imagine a bit about some of those who have come before you. Imagine Anna Mae Hayes, who died recently at the age of 97. From a childhood in which she practiced wrapping bandages around the legs of a kitchen table, she was inspired to join the Army Nurse Corps after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. She went on to establish the first military hospital in Incheon during the Korean War, oversaw a 4,500-member nursing corps in Vietnam, where trauma care was advancing. At a time when it was a hard sell, she pushed to advance education for military nurses and was a pioneer in removing barriers to pregnant women and mothers in the military. Although her obituary states there are no survivors, in one sense this is incorrect. Just imagine the legacy of leadership and commitment she left behind for the nurses she led and the Army Nurse Corps. and the men and women who followed her as nurse leaders. Imagine the young nurses of Boston General Hospital boarding a train in response to a 1917 massive harbor explosion in Halifax, Canada, that killed and injured thousands. Such is the gratitude of Nova Scotia that they send a large Christmas tree to the city of Boston each year. It must have been exciting for nurses like our former faculty colleague, Dr. Courthouse, to be among the first of nurses to open up a critical care unit as they emerged in the 1960s. I recall as a cardiac nurse in the late 70s and 80s how the pace of new drugs and technology innovations transformed outcomes for my patients. Now common, this innovation presented exciting opportunities for nurses as clinical experts in the delivery of complex care. As we consider contemporary disease contagions, imagine being with lay nurse Kezia Debhalken, who went toward and not away from providing care in multiple 19th century yellow fever epidemics. Many nurses' journeys are unsung and untold. So here is a shout out to our local history. Men and women who decade after decade showed up every day, wherever they worked, and did it well. They took every change in healthcare delivery and nursing in stride. Imagine the importance of their work as nurses to countless patients and families, both their mission and their reward. Imagine Clara Barton's journey as Civil War nurse and founder of the American Red Cross, who challenged queries about her presence as a woman in the arena of war. She replied, "If you chance to feel that the positions I occupied were rough and unseemly for a woman, I can only reply that they were rough and unseemly for men." Similarly, in service, poet Walt Whitman wrote that he gained more from those he cared for than they did from him, describing this as the greatest privilege and satisfaction, and of course, the most profound lesson of my life. Imagine the career of Mary Eliza Mahoney, who in 1879 became the first African-American graduate nurse in the United States and dedicated much of her career to challenge the status quo and discrimination in her chosen field. The American Nurses Association has a tradition of an award named for her to nurses whose efforts expand diversity and inclusion in nursing. Imagine the efforts of Dr. Luther Chrisman, an early advocate for gender diversity in nursing, the first male dean of an American nursing school, and co-founder of the American Association for Men in Nursing. 2 national awards honor his career in recognizing substantial contributions of men to the advancement of nursing. Imagine the careful efforts of all the standard bearers who continue the mission of building diversity in our ranks so that we become more and more like the people and communities we serve. What must it have been like for the red-caped Anzac girls of Australia and New Zealand to travel to Gallipoli in the Great War? Some of them lost at sea. Imagine the experience of Nurse Lydia King, who wrote in her diary, "Shall not describe their wounds. They were too awful. One loses sight of all the honor and glory in the work we are doing." Imagine the nurses who have served in the military, including those from our faculty and student bodies, who have served others in both times of peace and war. An example is our Clinical Nurse Leader Program alum, Air Force Major Michelle Binder, whose personal history of overseas deployment and seeing those with PTSD influenced her choice to earn a psych mental health doctoral degree. Mary Breckenridge, 1925 founder of the Kentucky Frontier Nursing Service, wrote, "It grew upon me that nurse midwifery was the logical response to the needs of the young child in rural America. My work would be for them." Can you imagine going to your clinical rotations on horseback, no matter the conditions, in rural Appalachia? Her pioneering work continues there today as an outstanding model of care delivery. Lillian Wald's public health nursing in the late 19th and early 20th century was visionary, and she modeled social activism. Imagine since the countless nurses, including those in our college, who have expanded professional education, advanced our profession, influenced policy and legislation for the public good, and advocated for the development of a just society and healthcare system. Our history is long and our influence is alive and well. The Year of the Nurse has brought special attention to us, and we know our nurse colleagues did not imagine themselves to be part of a global pandemic. But as nurses always have, they have stepped up their game while facing difficult circumstances in practice, profound ethical issues, and found their way through a difficult journey. As you consider your future, please consider the past, the legacy that you are inheriting. The opportunities before you are unlimited, and you are truly our legacy. I truly believe that you become a nurse, just like I became a nurse and my colleagues became nurses. It's up to you to where you go. But please always remember that right there on the shoulder of your new white coat are the men and women who came before you. I am now proud to introduce Dr. Kelly Phillips, Department Chair and Program Director of our MSN Graduate Entry and Nurse Educator tracks, who will introduce the next part of this evening's program. Dr. Phillips.
I'm so proud to be here tonight with all of you, and I had the privilege to be able to talk with the class yesterday about the white coat ceremony, so I know how excited all of you are tonight. So again, so proud. It is the beginning of your committed journey in caring for others, and I hope you find this ceremony as meaningful both personally and professionally. As we could not conduct this ceremony in person, we asked each of our students to send us a video of their own special cloaking moment. Students either chose to cloak themselves or asked someone special to cloak them. I think you will enjoy this 14-minute video that shows each of you in your special moment. We will then come together again for the ceremonial reciting of the Nightingale Pledge. So you may want to gather that so that you have it handy when it's time to recite the pledge. Okay, let's start the video and enjoy.
Oh my goodness, that was awesome. I love seeing all the special moments of each of our students and in your individual special places with special people. Although I didn't get to shake each of your hands personally, I want to really take this opportunity to welcome you. And I now say to each and every one of you, welcome to nursing. Let's do a virtual applause and celebration for all of our new nursing students. Yay! The reciting of the Nightingale Pledge has been an honored tradition of nurses since 1893. Students, at this time, if you would please rise and turn on your camera. I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that, and it's going to take a few minutes to get all of you on the video. So in a moment, we're going to read the Nightingale Pledge together, but I got to wait for the high sign to make sure that you're all on so that we can make sure we're all capturing all of your pictures here. Oh, it's great to see all of you. Hi, everybody out there. Okay, we're still waiting for a couple more people, I'm told. Okay, all right, I got the high sign, so we're ready to go. Ready? I solemnly promise to practice nursing to the best of my ability and to live my life with integrity. I will strive for excellence using professional nursing standards and the ANA Code of Ethics as guide. I will endeavor to use my intellect, spirit, and knowledge in providing non-judgmental, compassionate, and quality care to all I serve. I accept the responsibility of this important work, embrace a journey of constant learning and growth. I will work collaboratively to protect and promote the health and safety of individuals, communities, and society. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the art and science of nursing, respectful of the contributions of nurses who have come before me. Today, I proudly begin my commitment to this wonderful profession. Great job. Thank you all. In closing, we know that the journey that you've embarked on will require dedication, effort, and resilience. But you're not alone in this journey. You have with you, either physically or in spirit, your family, friends, and significant others who will be there to support you over the next 2 years as you pursue the final stages of your goal to become a nurse. Faculty and staff and I are also here to serve you, whether virtually or in person. We're with you and we're cheering you on. Your future is bright. In summary, congratulations once again to every one of you who worked so hard to make it to this moment. Thank you all who've joined us for this evening. This is truly a day of celebration. We're proud to welcome you into the nursing community. Go Rocket Nursing. Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye.